11.04. 11.05 is student activity accounts, activities, anything on that, Aaron?
Pardon?
And just, I mean, is there anything that jumps out of there, or no? It's just
No.
Walnut Creek, Westlake, J.S. Wilson,
Standard.
okay.
What do we do with the senior class has X amount of money? Does it roll over to the new senior?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, then 11.06 is bid tabulations for concrete work at various schools. So we have a few bids there. Anybody have any questions on anything? That the low bid is $39,201 by Russell Standard. That seems like a pretty decent bid.
One of the things I noticed on those is the variable between low and high.
Quite frankly, Mayor Brothers is so darn busy that they put a big number in there because they really didn't care. And that's what happened in that case, because we actually went back to Russell Standard to make sure this is what you're bidding and you know what you're bidding. But the simplest explanation is that some of those companies are so busy that for them this is actually a smaller job, and if you wanted them, you were going to pay for it.
That was true, I think, on the next one too.
That one was a little bit different in terms of we've, in the past, and when you get into the paving too, certain contractors are always high. They're always high. And especially when you see in the paving, the same thing holds true there. And we are starting to learn that in the painting aspect too, that some contractors are just very high because this is kind of a so-so, well, if I get it kind of job.
And the low bidders are bidded.
Yeah, CW Bill, we've never had any problems with. And obviously Mayor Brothers is a solid bid with us.
Mr. Pitzer still on the phone?
He wanted to comment on Mr. Del Pratt, the detail that he provided.
Yes, Mr. Pitzer wanted me to reiterate how much he appreciates the detail.
I was going to say, I'm afraid of putting too much in it.
No, he wanted me to make sure when we were hanging up in there that he'd make sure that I commend you on his behalf, because he wouldn't be here thanking you for your detailedness. He said it was much appreciated.
And I did want to emphasize to Mr. Pitzer, I'm sorry he's not here, that he had one of his main concerns last year when we were moving forward with several bond projects. He was concerned about the exterior at Bell Valley, and I wanted to emphasize that this is being taken care of.
The sidewalk at Grandview, is it just going to where the marquee is? It's not going...
Yeah, the sidewalk that we're fixing there is one that exists, and we have to replace it. There's another one that's been on the table as far as kind of extra. We're passing that one up right now.
And Tom, the bid and the alternate total 29. What's the alternate? Just a little bit of additional work?
For the painting bid,
Yeah.
that's Tracy.
Okay.
We put two separate bids out. The base bid was Bell Valley, because we knew we had to do that. And then depending on the return with Tracy, we decided to go ahead with that too.
And we need a little bit of painting on that bus garage behind J.S. Wilson. Is that something that our people can handle probably?
It's something our people can handle, and in terms of what, we just spent 8 hours today making a lot of room down here in the warehouse, and I'm trying to basically reorganize the entire district in terms of storage and where we're putting things. So that garage may not even be in use if we move forward. Depends on, again, how much room we find elsewhere. But if we are going to continue to use it, we will, yes, paint it. Sorry, thanks.
And I think, am I correct? Somebody had told me that there's half of it has a concrete floor and half doesn't.
That is correct.
If we continue to use that, would it behoove us to put some more concrete in it?
No, we're not.
Okay. Very good. Okay, bid tabulation for paving work, we talked about that. And then 1109 is the Schwab Company for copiers. And I see we also have some lease payments to somebody else. Is that going to be over, like we're making payments currently, or is this like above and beyond?
No, what we did is, when we went and redid our printers, we had some printer or copiers. When we redistributed our copiers, we took printers out of the classroom and installed multifunctional devices across the district. However, we had some which had low volume usage, So what we did is we used those, therefore we saved that lease payment, because we could extend the life of those copiers for a year. Well, this is the outcome of it. These are the ones that had low volume now replaced and are at that volume threshold that need to be replaced. So we would have a lease payment. So we would have two payments that are coming from this. One's gonna end up being a lease payment to US Bank, and one will be a per click charge, which will be going to Schwab.
And I know you guys have made a concerted effort to reduce the amount, especially those small little printers that cost us an arm and a leg for the cartridges. So, you know, thank you for that, because I know that really adds up in a
And
hurry.
we can thank the gentleman behind Aaron too for going around and pulling them all out and getting out of the building safe and sound.
I have some more on the hit list, but I just got approval.
We're real happy with them folks.
Well, and then, okay, next one is paper bid, WB Mason, which is the company that bought Sanders, I believe.
Yeah.
So they're the low bid, obviously, on paper. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, we got you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, thank you. On that copy on the Schwab company, does that include actual copies?
No,
In other words, if you're placing the copy on the machine, is this a service contract or is this including the copies that are made by the copiers?
as I said, there is a per click charge.
Okay, so there's a per click charge. I believe it was in February that I brought this issue up, that there was a charge of $29,000 for copies, and I still don't have an answer whether that $29,000 that was, the check was cut, was that for a week, a month, a quarter, a year, or copies made by the district? And do we have a contract with a company that includes the actual copies for the copier that are made in the various areas? What are we getting for?
I think what he's trying to get, what we do with our business, we lease our copy machine, and it includes, say, 2,500 copies per month black and white. Are any of these units have any sort of stipulation, or is this just the flat out machine and then we're paying a penny a page or something?
Correct.
Okay, so we do not have a service agreement where any pages are covered under these
Correct.
leases.
So what is the charge of $209 per month for 48 months? That's 4 years. I have not heard of contracts going out more than 2 or 3 years because of the impact on the economy in general. And this contract doesn't have any copies. So we're paying $209 times what, 4 or 800? What is it? $818 per month for 48 months. That's a lot of money.
Which includes the paper cut software that allows us to track. Paper cut software is what's allowing us to monitor what copies are being made or print jobs. So it's not just the copier itself, it is also the software associated with that.
Do we still run a printing division here down the basement or something? That's for more of the high volume stuff or something, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, any more questions on the Schwab contract?
I would suggest, Mr. Kadoka, that this be revisited to include copies for the particular copiers and put it into the contract so that we don't get another bill in 3, 6, 9 months for $29,000. I think that's a waste of taxpayer money.
Well, I think we're gonna pay for it one way or another. right? Either by the drink.
Right, I mean, you have to pay for copies that people are using. I guess my question, Mr. Aliotta, would be, what would your suggestion be